Hi everyone, welcome to the PlantStock channel, the channel where we focus on plant-based stocks and companies. And if we haven't met yet, my name is Jesse. Just recently, I came across an interesting article from Investor Place, written by Thomas Young. He discusses the likelihood of Beyond Meat 10xing in the future and gives his best bull and bear case. Tonight, I thought we would take a quick look at these cases, and I will also offer my own thoughts on these. Let's just first take a look at the stock chart. Now, if we take a look at Beyond Meat, ticker symbol BYND, at this moment, it's around $137. And if we take a look at the year to date, it's been moving from around $83 up to $137 at the moment. So the question now that is on everyone's mind is there more potential for growth? That is what we're going to try to find out. But before we take a look at this article, I would ask you to please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want to be kept updated on different plant-based stocks and companies. I offer news and analysis on these. All right, now back to the topic at hand. Considering the recent pullback of the stock, the author asked the question if this is a sign of an ongoing thing or if this is a good time to start buying. He starts with bull case number 1. Hear me say this. 50 years from now, people will look back at today's meat processing industry the same way we look at the smog-filled skies of 1970s Los Angeles. They will ask themselves, what were they thinking? In the 1970s, the average car managed just 13 miles per gallon. American consumers enjoyed the benefits of powerful cars, but air pollution would damage people's health for generations. Today, the meat industry faces similar issues. Farmers raise chickens with breasts so large that a third of broilers can't walk for the last days of their lives. And people suffer too. Countless studies have linked meat consumption to increased heart disease and diabetes. He goes on talking about that you don't need to be a hardcore environmentalist to understand that we have an investment opportunity here. And considering that plant-based companies have finally created a meat alternative that is worth its name in regards to taste, that is all it took to make the leap from eating traditional meat to plant-based versions. People who wanted to make a change just needed the right flavorful product, and here we are. According to Young, there are currently only 6% in America that are vegan, which should mean that there are still ample opportunity for Beyond Meat to grow. Personally, I find that number a bit odd and high. No doubt that number will be reached in the future and probably higher, but I can't find any other study besides this one with this number. It is also very difficult to conclude what people mean when they say they are plant-based or even vegan. Plant-based could mean vegan, but it could also mean that you try to eat as much plant-based as possible. No matter what, I do agree that it is a market that is expanding a lot, which shows massive potential. Nonetheless, whatever the population might be in regards to vegans, it really is a non-issue in my opinion. CEO Ethan Brown has stated that they are not only targeting plant-based eaters. If anything, they focus on the typical meat eater. That is why Beyond Meat's products are normally purposely placed among traditional meat products and not the plant-based. Then we come to bear case number 1, competition. Here the argument is that it is hard to create a lasting lead depending on the rivals within the same industry. As we know, the Q3 earnings was a disappointment, especially in the eyes of Wall Street. They missed the assessment with 28%. According to Beyond, it was related to the pandemic and its consequences, people stockpiling and stopped eating out, something that I've discussed in a prior video. I'll link the video here if you want to watch that. But according to the author of the article, it stands to reason that competition is another viable culprit. We're given a list of examples of who the competition might be. This is also something that we have touched upon in a prior video, if other plant-based companies should be seen as a threat. The only company that comes close to the same actual product is Impossible Burger, in my opinion. And as we thoroughly discussed in the video, Pat Brown, CEO of Impossible, doesn't consider Beyond its competition. Just like Beyond, it's the overall meat industry that they target as their main competition. It's the industry they both want to disrupt. Since their goal isn't purely motivated by making profits, it is highly motivated by trying to get the planet more sustainable. Also, Beyond is quite far ahead of their so-called competition. Brand recognition is far superior, and so is their product compared to most alternatives. This also brings us to the next bull case. Number 2, great product, great execution. This is what the author had to say. So, can Beyond Meat beat back the competition? There's still hope. That's because there's a second truism in the CGP industry. If you have a significantly better product, that gives you time to build a lasting lead. Chobani, for instance, still holds about a third of the American Greek yogurt market despite competitions from heavyweights Danone and General Mills. And in beverages, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, and Dr. Pepper still make up 86% of the US carbonated drink market. The article continues on about their products being favorable among consumers, getting good customer feedback, and that the company has put a lot of capital and research into making it into a tasty meat alternative, which seems to lack real competition at the moment. Also, the fact that the company does have several deals on the table and great future potential partnerships. And this is also something that I have mentioned several times before. They have already collaborated with McDonald's, and there seems to be reasonable chance that they will collaborate soon again. They now have a deal with Pizza Hut, and they just started to expand into China and building facilities. The sky at the moment seems to be the limit. And let's not forget the importance of having a strong CEO with a clear vision for the future. And in my opinion, there are few CEOs who live up to that standard, but Ethan Brown is definitely one of them. Thomas Young concludes the article with the question, will Beyond Meat hit $250 and beyond? He actually sees them holding 3 aces that could actually make it 10x in the future. 1. Considering that they are still comparably a small-sized company of about $1.75 billion, there is ample room for growth. Tyson and Conagra is at the moment 2 to 3 times bigger, and if we compare it to Nestle, with a valuation about $320 billion, quote unquote, Beyond Meat's valuation looks like a rounding error. 2. Chicken alternative. People in America eat twice as much chicken compared to beef, and at the moment, there is no company that has managed to create compelling alternative. This is something that could lead to that Beyond gets an even bigger lead. In my opinion, this makes sense. They're constantly innovating and trying to improve their products. In their collaboration with Kentucky Fried Chicken, their restaurants quickly sold out their products in the beginning. Now, this has only been so far with 50 plus restaurants. Imagine when this goes mainstream. 3. International expansion. According to the article, America only makes up about 15% of the world's meat production, meaning that if Beyond starts to expand abroad, they would more than likely grow. Young adds that if the company manages its growth well, it could 10x from here. Well, that is exactly what they are doing now. They do already sell their products here in Europe, where I live. They're also planning to open up a factory here in Europe, more specifically in the Netherlands. This will likely be used as a springboard to expand even more aggressively into the continent. As we mentioned before, they're expanding into China and they're building 2 facilities there. I also see huge potential for expanding into India one day soon, as it has the largest vegetarian population in the world. I thought that I would conclude this with that Beyond Meat only have a few products at the moment, but I do believe that they will start creating more and more everyday products that meat-loving people sees as comfort foods, and this will be a game changer in the long run. As long as they improve upon the production and cost effectiveness, which is one of their greatest goals, they will be able to make a product that is not only healthier than the so-called real thing, it will be a product that is cheaper than traditional meat. When that happens, you'll probably more than likely have your 10x. That was it for today. I hope you found some value in today's video. And if you did, please smash that like button. And if you want to keep getting more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. Now, as always, I just want to remind you all, I am not a financial advisor. These are just my own opinions and thoughts. Do with them as you please. Hope to see you soon. Peace out.